guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alice. I go by Hello Alice here on YouTube and I make art videos. And in today's video I am super excited because I have been wanting to try these paints for so long. So I'm going to be trying the Viviva color sheets. Basically you'll see what they are, but it's kind of like paint on paper. It's like, I know that sounds silly, but it's like paper paints. It's really cool. So you'll see. I'm super excited to share them with you. This is a sponsored video, but all my opinions are 100% my own. And today I'm going to actually be working on my Christmas cards. So I'm going to be designing my Christmas cards that I am going to send out. I've never done that, but I just thought it would be a really fun thing to do this year. So yeah, I designed my Christmas cards and I am going to tell you what I thought of the Viviva color sheets. And yeah, I'm going to try to keep this intro really short, so let's just jump right on into the art. Okay, so I am so excited to dive into these. Like, I have been controlling myself for so long because I'm just so excited to try these. So this is what the outside package looks like. That I have opened it just to kind of take a look. But this is what the outside package looks like. How cute and beautiful is this? It says like, welcome to the Viviva community, Aditya and Rohan. And it's like got this like beautiful print. It's like such pretty packaging. And then when you pull it out, this is what they look like. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, so I just zoomed in so that you can see what these look like. And so this is the like the gift set, and so you can see it comes with this beautiful wooden case and you can get it engraved. They put my name, Alice Coles, and then it has like the Viva Color Sheets logo, and then when you open it up, inside are the color sheets. So at the front it says Viviva Color Sheets, super vivid transparent watercolors, 16 colors handmade with love. When you open it up, it says like these colors belong to, so you can kind of write your name. And then we have the instructions. It says that the color sheets look different than their actual color on paper as the pigment is super saturated. The partition between colors are covered with a special water repellent coating to avoid sticking with wet colors. We recommend that you let the colors dry before closing the color sheets. Makes sense. Viviva color sheets are safe for use, but needless to say, do not ingest them. Please wash your hands with soap after use and have fun. And then you have the color sheets. So this is what the actual colors look like, and it looks like you can make a swatch. It says make swatch here, so that's probably the first thing I'll do is I'll go through and make all of these swatches. But it's like crimson, deep pink, and then here's the little water resistant cover they were talking about, vermilion and dusk orange, and then at the bottom of each of these pages there's a small little palette. I am so sorry if you can hear the wind outside. It just picked up very strongly, so if you can hear that, I apologize. So down here you can see at the bottom all of the different colors. So this kind of has a little swatches, so you can easily open and see like what colors are going to be in there. And this one's chrome yellow, gold ochre, burnt umber, burnt sienna, light green, sap green, Viridian peacock blue, which literally looks purple and it's so like shiny. I cannot wait to put water on these. Persian blue, violets, magenta, slate black. And then on the back there is a coupon code and a place to order if you need to get replacements, refills. And then here we have a place to put a mixing panel. You can stick this to the main booklet. It says peel off adhesive tape behind, and then it looks like you stick it right here, and then you have a kind of place that you can mix your paints. Wow, that's extremely cool. Okay, I can do this. So peel off here. Ugh, I feel like I've been waiting forever to use these. I'm so excited. In we go. Okay. Stick this to the main booklet. Done. Alright, perfect. And then this feels like it has a little bit of like a waxy kind of surface. So it looks like you can use this as a little mixing palette. That's really ingenious that they thought of that. So yeah, let's make some swatches of these and then we will go ahead and work on the painting. So let's do the swatches first. Alright, I'm so excited. I'm going in with my number 4 silver black velvet round. I'm ready. I already made a dot at the bottom and now I've made a mess. Congratulations, you've already made a mess. Oh, okay. Those are so pigmented. Oh, okay. This is a great first impression so far. Alright, let's do deep pink in a slightly more organized manner. I should go get my hair dryer so I can kind of dry these off in between the swatches so I don't have to close it on it. That's pretty. These are so pigmented. Oh my goodness. I'm really interested in like the colors where the like the color of the swatch is like completely different than the way it looks like on the little paper. Like there was that peacock blue that was, it looked like violet. These are like extremely pigmented. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a really nice yellow orange. That's really cool they provided a place to do the swatches. These were very like well thought out. I feel like all I do on my YouTube channel right now is swatch things. I'm trying not to like use too much water. Oh, I think the wind finally quieted down. I may have said that too soon. Oh, that's pretty. Sap green is it's one of my favorite greens. Right, Viridian. Looks purple. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so pretty. That was extremely fun. I feel like I just used those like I feel like it's like those color changing lipsticks. Wow, that was enjoyable. Okay, let's do it again. Oh my god, it's magic. Why is this so fun? Alright, Persian blue. Oh, that's pretty. That's very ultramarine-y kind of. I mean, it's Persian blue, but... And violet. One of my favorite colors. That was not a very neat swatch at all, but that is very pretty. Oh, I keep putting my thumb on the like paint pads and then getting paint on my thumb. Okay, so those are the swatches. My first impressions are so far very favorable. Those swatched like so beautifully. I'm really, really excited to try these in some artwork. So I've drawn up this kind of weird little image of basically it's like a girl with a deer head, a reindeer head, and I know that she's female and has antlers, but female reindeer do have antlers. Not quite like this, but I'm just taking some artistic license here. And then there's like Christmas lights in the antlers and like Christmas trees in the background. So I was thinking I might make it like my Christmas card. I don't know, I think it's cool and I'm excited to work on it. So I have this sketch, I'm gonna transfer it to some watercolor paper and I'll be right back and we can get painting. I am very, very excited. Okay, so the first thing that I decided to do was that I decided that I wanted to separate everything out, paint all of these different things on separate layers, and then reassemble it like a collage. I thought it would be really cool to add that dimension and really work with a lot of mixed media techniques in this piece. So the first thing that I did after transferring everything to separate pieces of paper was the inking, and I just used a paintbrush and some waterproof black India ink to outline the deer girl, and for her I transferred her onto a separate piece of Arche watercolor paper. I wanted to make sure that I used watercolor paper that I knew pretty well how it performed, so that it like didn't affect what I thought about the paints or anything like that. I feel like it's always good to control, like when you're trying new things you want to control all your different variables. So by using a paper that I'm really familiar with, I can really get a good feel for how the paints are going to work for me. So yeah, the first start was, as I said, just outlining the deer, and I really tried to have a lot of fun with this. and kind of do some different things and try some different things. So I was really excited about the idea of kind of using this in more of a collage way. And you may notice also that the Christmas lights on the antlers aren't there right now, and that's because that is going to be added on in another layer as well once everything is kind of compiled together. So now that I've kind of talked a little bit about the concept, I want to talk about the paints. So I have seen these paints around for actually a little bit now, this specific brand, the Color Sheets. I've kind of saw them on YouTube a little while back, and I had seen some like advertisements, I don't remember where, probably like social media, and I thought they looked really, really interesting, but I just never got around to trying them. And basically, as you saw, it's like sheets of paper with watercolor pigment on that you can then wet and then use like watercolor paint. So it's super portable and really lightweight. And there's a lot of really cool advantages to it. So I was really, really excited to try them, and I really didn't know how they were going to perform. But I have to say, like, I really loved these. Like, they were really great to use. I definitely could see myself using these when traveling a lot. The pigments were very, very pigmented. The pigments were very pigmented. Anyway, the pigments, they were very bright and vibrant on the paper. I tried a lot of different ways in terms of blending and mixing. I didn't actually try the little palette at the back of the set just because I did have a palette with me and I'm not like traveling, and I just felt like it would probably be a little neater to just use like my actual palette since I had one. But I did try a bunch of different mixing techniques. So I mixed in the palette, which worked great. Like, it worked just like regular watercolors would work. I also tried mixing onto the paper quite a bit, and that worked really well as well. These paints did stay wet for quite some time, which I was quite pleasantly surprised at. I actually live in Colorado and we don't have a lot of humidity here, so paints tend to dry very, very quickly, but I found that these kind of kept a uniform wetness and made it pretty easy to work wet on wet. I didn't really have any issues with cabbaging, which is kind of like where the pigment, it's a lot of times it happens if you add too much water and the pigments kind of get pushed out. But I found that some paints, it tends to be more easy, like it happens more easily than other paints, and I didn't really have any issues with that with these paints. They honestly just, they applied like a dream. Like, I was able to get really smooth, pretty gradients. I ended up really loving mixing the pigments on the paper. That ended up being my favorite method of using them, and you can actually see me doing that in the trees right now, just kind of adding in raw pigments. Like, literally I'm just adding in red to the bottom of the tree and then blending it in. I also felt like you did get a decent amount of control over the pigment, the amount of pigment that you were picking up, because the more that you use one certain area of the sheet, the like, obviously the more pigment you're going to pick up, so the less pigment will be on that area of the sheet. So you can kind of have some areas that have a little bit less pigment in, and then if you want a stronger color, you want to go to an area that you haven't wetted before or that you have only wetted a few times. So you can kind of control a little bit what kind of pigmentation you're going to be getting, which was actually really, really helpful. Side note, I'm adding some snow to the trees now, so I just used some white ink, and then because the white ink really wasn't as opaque as I wanted it to be, I went over with just my gel pen. It's not a jelly roll, it's the Uniball, and I kind of scratched that on there, and then I smudged it immediately with my finger while it was still wet to kind of create a snowy effect on the trees, and then I just cut it out with like an X-Acto blade so that it was ready to stick on to the background. So that's like the first layer. Well, I guess it's the first layer that I worked on. Technically, it's not the first layer in the actual piece. So yeah, that's kind of the first playing about that I did with them, was with the trees and just kind of playing around with the different ways that they blended. And then when I went to do the deer girl, I kind of tried a couple other different things. So I worked with some lifting right here. The pigments I didn't find lifted. They weren't super lifting, they were more staining. For me personally, that's a huge advantage because I work in a lot of layers. So pigments that lift very easily just doesn't work very well with my technique. I know there's some people that need that. It can also be related to the paper as well, but so I loved that. I thought they were very, like, the pigments really kind of stayed on, so I could layer really nicely on top of them, yeah, building up on top of everything was not a problem at all. I added a little red nose to my reindeer, so she's Rudolpha, the red-nosed Christmas reindeer. And I did feel like I was able to get a pretty good range of colors This set, the darkest color was the black, and then it was a little bit more mid-tones, so I did have to rely a little bit on the black to darken things up. Normally I kind of use an indigo, so I definitely want to go and maybe invest in some more colors or see what other colors they have to just kind of expand the options that I have in terms of mixing. But it's a really good set in terms of like there's like I didn't feel like there was a color that I like couldn't make, you know what I mean? For the sweater, for the cable knit print, I actually went down, as you just saw, with a watercolor pencil, and I went over the cable knit print in that. Then I put the watercolor on top because I wanted to see, one, how it would work with watercolor pencil, and I also thought it could create like a really interesting texture, and I'm really happy I did that. I felt like because I did that instead of using colored pencil, it really softened it up a lot, which made the sweater appear softer, which is good because I didn't want it to look like scratchy and harsh. And I also felt like it kind of melted it into the form of the body, so I felt like that was a really interesting technique, the idea of putting texture down with watercolor pencil first and then going in with watercolor over the top, and it just kind of softens it and blends in. So I definitely think I'm going to try that technique again in the future, and I'm interested to see what other applications I could use that technique in, like not just fabric, but would it work for like hair or fur or anything like that. So the next thing I did was go over with my Prismacolor, and there are also some Albrecht Dürer color pencils in there. Again, I use a lot of mixed media, and I wanted to try color pencils on top. They worked fine. I don't know why they would work any differently. I've never had a watercolor paint that's like, I don't work with colored pencils. That would be weird. But yeah, just kind of to add a little bit extra texture and depth as well. And then I cut this out with the X-Acto blade, which took quite some time to cut around all of those antlers, let me tell you guys. So after this, it was mostly just like assemblage and digital stuff. I kind of did most of the watercolor stuff at the beginning of this. So I'm going to talk about my final thoughts about the watercolors now. As you can tell, they're positive. Like I said, these are all my own opinions. I genuinely had a great experience with these. I didn't struggle at all. Like, they were insanely easy to use. You know, like, I did get a little messy with them in terms of, like, the paint kind of, like, I was just, like, too impatient to wait for things to dry. But no messier, really, than I get with any of my other paints. I think I'm just a messy artist. So I really liked them. I cannot wait to use them again. The colors are so bright. I think they'll be really great for bullet journaling, actually, because I feel like I can fit them in my bullet journal pencil case really easily, and then I could use them to add, like, bright colors and stuff to my bullet journal. So I'm very pleased and I'm very excited. So if you guys are interested in these, there are going to be links in the description box, so you can check them out if it's something that you're interested in. I do highly recommend them. They have the Alice stamp of approval. So I'm working on assembling the picture now. The background paper is actually pastel paper, which is why it curved so much, as you can see. And I just painted over that with the white ink again, which the translucency of the white ink worked really well for me this time, as I was able to create kind of a rough, kind of foggy texture with it. And then I glued on the Christmas trees and I splattered on some white paint. Unfortunately, that part didn't get caught on camera, just to create some snowflakes. And then after that, I stuck on the reindeer. And then the last thing that I did, which I actually almost forgot to do, I definitely thought I'd finish this video, filming this video, was to put on the Christmas lights around the deer's antlers. And for that, I used my gold Uniball pen, which again, I got that in the haul. I think I updated you guys on it last time, but love this thing. Have been using it all the time. Highly recommend this gel pen. But yeah, so I used that to do kind of the wire, and then I have these metallic brush pens that I got, I think last Christmas actually, for my YouTube haul video, YouTube unboxing, and I used those to go in and add green and red little like lights for Christmas, which I thought came out really cute. And that was sort of the end of the traditional portion of it. I did go into Photoshop and do some tweaks and add some text in there, which I'll show you in just a few moments, as soon as I finish up with these fairy lights. And there was one other thing that I realized. So when I forgot the fairy lights and went back in, I actually found something else in the little package that they sent me, and they actually sent me a water brush, which I totally missed in the unboxing portion of this. So thank you for the little water brush as well. And you can kind of see this is what it looks like. It's green Yeah, it's a cute little water brush. I didn't use it in this video, obviously, because I didn't realize it was there until after I'd finished filming, but there is also a water brush with this little set. So this is a little digital portion. I just kind of made sure that the colors were corrected and kind of as bright as I wanted them to be. And then I used Bebas New, I think that's how it's called, to create some text, and found a gold full texture online that was royalty free, and used that and added a little drop shadow just to make it pop. So that was my Christmas card. I'm super excited to get these. I have to figure out where to order them from. So if you know a good place to order Christmas cards, let me know down below. Are you designing your own Christmas cards this year? This is the first time I've ever done it, and I'm really, really excited about it. I think it came out really cute, and I had a really, really fun time doing it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I do upload new videos every week, and thanks so much for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Bye guys!